Hello everyone, Kevin Iverson here. Bit of a different video today. Number one, I bought myself one of these silly little mics just to test this out. So if this video goes out, it means the microphone's worked and everything's okay. Today I thought I'd do a video on how I restring my guitar, and I learned how to restring. I used to restring my guitar years ago a specific way. And I was watching a video with Mike Hickey, which is Joe Bonamassa's guitar tech, and he showed this way of restringing the guitar, and also if you've got an acoustic, how to take the strings out of the acoustic without damaging these little things you put in the guitar to hold the strings. I don't know if I've got a spare one here somewhere, but anyway, some people, if you've got, by the way, I'm not affiliated with any tool or the strings I use, the cleaner that I use. I'm not affiliated with any brands or makes. This is just stuff that I've got. Anyway, I've got this Planet Waves. It's like a string guitar peg winder. It's got cutters on it as well. And it also has got, see that groove there? Now that is used to take out these. But I don't ever use this. I used to, but there's a way of getting these out without putting any pressure, because these can break, and also the pressure you use to sometimes pull them out is unnecessary, I think, sometimes. So I learned this from Mike Hickey, Joe Bonamassa's guitar tech, so credit to Mike Hickey. And the way he also restrings this as well, I'll show you now, right? So we're going to, let's just say I'm at a gig, and let's just say a guitar string breaks. The good thing about this technique that he shows, right, let me just do this a minute, right? Guitar string breaks at a gig, right? So guitar string breaks. Now watch how quickly this comes off, right? Done. So if you've got it all twisted up and knotted up, it's sometimes going to take you a long time to get it off to then re-put a new string on. So that's one good point of restringing the guitar the way I'm going to show you, which I got off of Mike Hickey. So I'm quickly going to tidy that away, right? Just do that like that. Now let me show you how I'm going to take this peg out the guitar, right? What you're going to do is, again, Mike Hickey this was, I got this off of, you push the string back into the guitar, push the string back in. If you can see, it's already coming up. And then watch this, boom. So there was no effort or like pulling it, yanking it out. Really simple way of doing it, right? So there's that. It might be a little bit of a boring video to a certain degree, this, but hopefully you'll learn something from it. Because what I thought I'd do is I just hit record, and I'm going to restring my guitar. Maybe I could show you, maybe these techniques I'm showing you now might come in useful to you. Right, I'm going to take the rest of the strings off now. So I'm just going to stand up for a sec. If there's any products I'm using, that you use different products that you could recommend and put in the comments, then please do. If you hear a cat in the background, I'm surprised she's not here. I've got a cat called Maisie. She usually likes jumping on the table and making herself known. She rules the house, obviously. Typical cat. So obviously, on the headstock, obviously if you've got a Gibson style headstock or whatever, then this technique I'll show you applies to most acoustics and electrics up on the headstock, that is. So again, when I'm taking these out, right, I push the string back into the guitar, take the peg out, easy. Do the same with all of these. The only one that sometimes gets a little bit stuck is the thicker strings, like that's come out there. This one usually gets stuck, but this one today is playing nicely. So there's that. Take them out of the way. Another little cool tool, if you've got a acoustic, plug-in acoustic, electroacoustic, like what I've got here, I'll show you another cool little tool that I use to save yourself batteries. I'm not affiliated with this brand. I don't know, was it Mercury battery tester? I got that from TikTok, would you believe? It's plastic, it's very cheap. It almost looks cheap and nasty, but it's great because take the battery out, and you've got these bits down there. Oh, let's do it in front of the camera so hopefully you'll see it right. So, I don't know if you could see that at all. And it comes up. Where is it? There we go. Oh. That's saying that's good. So that's cool. I don't know if you can see that well then. I don't do edited on here, as you all know. So that battery's good. So I'll put that back in the guitar. There's that. Cool, there's that. Well, now what I'm going to do now is clean my guitar. I use a Dunlop cleaner for my guitars, but I used to use house polish, right? And a load of guitar players are like, no, you don't want to use that. I used it for years. I found it fine. I wasn't bothered. If you're someone who says you shouldn't use house polish, you know, then that's fair enough. I disagree. It was fine for years. I've started going to this Dunlop cleaner and I really like it, so I use that now. Also, it's a small enough bottle you can stick it in. I've got like a restringing box which I keep in my gig box. So yeah, but yeah, I used to use normal like Pledge or whatever polish back in the day, and that worked fine for me personally. So I know there's some people who probably disagree using it and or whatever, but I don't really care really. It was fine. But as I say, the Dunlop stuff's quite good. But again, if there's another brand of guitar cleaner you use, please stick it in the comments, because even me, I might not know. You might know another brand that's maybe good, well priced, and whatnot. I'm just cleaning the neck on it a minute. I'm a little bit OCD with my guitars, so I always like them nice and clean. Especially when going out gigging and that, just for sort of presentation and all that stuff. My sword in, sorry. And I wouldn't say I'm like super, they've got to be super pristine or anything, but you know, as long as they look smart and presentable. Where I rest my arm on the guitar, you get a bit more like, I don't know, elbow grease up there. Right, cool. Another product, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing now quickly. I always use a toothbrush because I'm a mega geek, and I always like getting in between like the nut of the guitar, just giving it a bit of a clean. Sometimes I do the frets, but I'm not really too fussed really. There's a really good interview with Glenn. Is it Glenn? No, Mike Campbell's guitar tech from like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he doesn't mind a bit of gunk on his guitar, and if they get a bit, dents or scratches, he quite likes them like that. And I'm the same, to be brutally honest. If they get, I don't purposely dent them or anything, but if I do get a bit of a dent, I don't really mind that. Another product I use, especially if you're a Gibson user or maybe Epiphone, or if you have a little bit of trouble with the tuning, this stuff, I'm not affiliated with this stuff at all. It's a brand new. This is called, don't laugh, Big Ben's Nut Sauce, right? And it comes in a pack like that. I'm still using one little bit there. And what you do is with this, right? I just literally, if you can see that, pop a little bit in the groove where the strings go. A little bit in there, and it just helps the strings glide through. Especially when you're playing or tuning up, and then it gives you this little thing you can just sort of like get the whatever you want to call it, get the grease right in there, whatever you want to call it. Now, I know there's some people like you can use like pencil lead and all that stuff, but whatever works for you. I really like this stuff. I've been using it, I don't know, years now, and guitars will always go out of tune and still and all that, but there's just a bit more reliability. Right, these are the strings I use in the acoustics. I've gone through a lot of strings over the years, but Ernie Ball Earthwoods I really like. I use 12 to 54s on my acoustics. I went lighter a few years ago. I didn't like it, so I went back to 12 to 54s. Yeah, okay, right. So put that in there. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you guys to see this, right? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll aim the camera just down a minute. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing at the headstock. Pardon my horrible legs. Right. So going to feed it through, and I sort of pull it up to the next peg, come back down, around there like that, pull it tight like that, and then what you'll do is you want to go underneath, right? So what you'll have is one over and one under, right? Let me just move this around here so you can see it, right? I don't know if you can see that. You've got one over, one under. Let me just cut that off like that. So I don't know if you can see that now, right? That's one. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. One over, one under, one over, right? And do the next string. So I'm going to push it through, pull it to the, on this peg, I'm going to pull it over to this peg, right? Like that. Then go back, around, and then as soon as you start turning it, it'll go underneath this, okay? Underneath there, like that. Cut it off like that. Making a bit of a mess here. I'm usually a bit more tidier than this, but yeah, and like rinse and repeat. If anyone can find the video with Mike Hickey when he does this, it's definitely worth a watch. Basically, it's what I'm doing now is where I learned it from him, and I thought it was a really good way of restringing. And all the other things as well. If you've got a bit of OCD like me, it keeps all the strings kind of uniform as well. You know, it ain't like you've got a load of string wrapped around the peg. I know it sounds probably silly to a lot of people. It looks horrible to me. Keeps it nice and uniform, nice, neat and tidy. That's that. And obviously when we get over to this side, it's just the same, but kind of the opposite, if that makes sense. So when I get up to this, so with this one here, I'll just go, rather than go, obviously there's no more tuning pegs left, so I go up to the headstock of the guitar, come back, wrap around it so it's going the other way. Like that. Now normally, if I've got a gig, you know, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, I like restringing my guitar as soon as I can during the week, whether that's like a Monday, Tuesday, I mean Wednesday, or very, very latest a Thursday, because the sooner I've got them on, you know, when I come back home from work during the week, I can pick my guitar up with the new strings on it or restring it, and then through the week before the gigs I have, I'll just keep picking it up, playing it, tuning it. So by the time you get to the gig, the strings are all stretched in, they've been tuned up, and they're more likely to stay in tune, which obviously that's exactly what you want when you go to a gig. I used to always do it on the day of the gig. Like today I've got a gig, and just time's been a bit tight this week, so I've had to do it like this. But yeah, if you could do it, you know, 2-3 days before a gig or a week before the gig, and you can just keep picking your guitar up, tuning it up, just tidy some of this away. That's I think that's a really good idea, because at least then when you get to the gig, it's less likely to go out of tune and all that sort of jazz. Or even if, you know, sometimes you might have a bit of a faulty string, you know, if it's going to break, you want it to break at home rather than at the gig. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Last string now. I hope this video you get something out of this video. Hope it isn't too messy or whatever. Hope you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Gosh. Okay, so I'm all tuned up. No, I'm not tuned up. I'm all restrung, sorry. I'm now going to tune up the guitar. I've got my little Boss clip-on tuner that I'm going to do for this. And I say, this is mic I've got is something I'm just using for the first time. So I don't know how this is going to pick up the acoustic. Wait and see, I guess. Oh, too far. Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, just give them a good stretch out. I mean, all I do now is basically just stretch the hell out of them, play them, keep tuning them. And I say my gig, I've got a gig today, you see. So normally I do this through the week, but because I haven't had time, I'm doing it now, which I wouldn't normally do. But you know, it happens like this sometimes. Okay. It'd be interesting to see how this mic picks up my guitar now while it's like clipped to my shirt. Let me know if it's okay or you don't like the mic. I'm really shocked that my cat hasn't come out and said hello yet. It's quite obviously lovely warm weather at the moment, so I imagine she's like chilling out somewhere in the cold, on the cold floor or something. I'll stretch them out again. It's always best, you know, if you're not in the know, just stretch your strings out as best as you can. As I say, I've had it before where I mean, I've used Roto Sound, Ernie balls are the main ones I use. The Darios are great, but I always prefer the Earthwood Ernie balls. But sometimes you get like occasionally, very like once every blue moon, you'll have a bit of a a bad string, and you'll be stretching them out, and then one of them will go. But I'd rather, if it's going to go, I'd rather it go at home or whilst I'm stretching them out than at a gig. And always make sure you've got spare strings, obviously. I did do a gig once with a band years ago. They were supporting my band. I put on the gig, and the bass player, they started their first song, and the bass player snapped his top, like his bottom, like low E string, and they were going to like stop. I couldn't believe it. Didn't have any spare strings. I mean, they were quite young, so I sort of let them off a little bit, but God, that was bad. Yeah. So I'm going to keep tuning that up now. But I hope you have learned a little bit from what I've done today. Bit of a different video, different location. Obviously, I'm in my house today because wanted to restring the guitar, and I thought I'd just do a video, test out this mic. There's a little bit of editing as well, so I actually turn the camera off as well. So I'm hoping I can edit it together and it'll be all okay. Yeah, I think that's about it today. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you've got something out of this video. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. And yeah, thank you very much. Have a lovely day, guys. Thank you very much.